live yet. It says going. Okay, now we're live. Yay! Hey, Emily Quisenberry here. I've got the chat turned on, so if somebody wouldn't mind putting a little hello or something in the box so I know that you guys can hear me and see me. And Mary Beth, why don't you talk so we can see if they can hear and see you.
Hello, everyone. It's Mary Beth Gasser.
So I'm not seeing any response.
No, not yet. A hello from you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Julie Lev says hello. So, awesome. Sound good? Okay, good. Chris says hi. Awesome. Great.
Oh, hi, Chris.
Everybody. We are so excited that you are here joining us tonight. I'm Emily Quisenberry, and I will be your host, your hostess with the mostest tonight. And we are really fortunate to have Mary Beth Gasser with us. And I just want to quickly introduce her. Mary Beth and I have actually been business partners for about the last almost 9 years. And love her dearly. She is amazing. You're going to be, I know you're going to be very inspired and motivated after you hear her speak tonight. She's got just a lot of wisdom to share. Mary Beth lives in Scottsdale, Arizona. She's married, has 2 great kids, and that keep her really busy. Also helps take care of her 87-year-old mom. And she and her husband run several different businesses. So she is definitely a lady who wears a lot of different hats and has learned how to build her network marketing business really in the nooks and crannies of her life as she goes about her day. So I just think the world of her. She has, not only is she just an incredible business partner and mentor, but she's my very, very dear friend. And that's the cool thing about this business, guys, is that, you know, Mary Beth and I didn't know each other before. And so my hope for you, especially if you guys or any of you are new, is to really know that your business is not contingent on the people that you know. It really isn't. You are going to meet so many people along the way. And Mary Beth was so in the company where we were introduced to each other. Hold on a second. I've got a heater on in here. I'm about to pass out. All of a sudden it got really, really hot. But Mary Beth and I, in this company we were in, she was way down in my team, in my success line. But, you know, as she started building the business, we started getting to know each other. And that's what will happen for you if you haven't been in this business for very long. Most people don't stay around long enough to figure all this stuff out. And that's what my hope is for you. If you're on this webinar tonight and if you're plugging into the blogs and the trainings and things that I'm doing, is for you to understand, guys, that this business you need a long-term vision. And I'm not talking 40 years long, not at all. We're not talking about the 40-year plan. But you got to have longer vision than a week or 2 or a month or even 6 months. And so that's what my hope is to really share with you tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly turn it over to Mary Beth to kind of get us started.
Thank you, Emily. Thank you. Thank you for your kind words. It's so great to be here. I'm hot tonight because I'm in Arizona, and it's really heating up out here. But it's really great. Welcome, everyone. I'm glad you're here. I want to kind of set the stage for this evening, but first I want to share my story with you. I got involved in this industry about 8, almost 9 years ago, and I just want to share that the reason I got in the industry was because I was looking for flexibility. I'm a physical therapist by background. I'm a healthcare professional. When I was first introduced to this industry, which was actually 3 companies ago, I said, oh, I can't do that. I don't sell, I serve. I'm a service provider. Well, what did I find? That's exactly what I'm doing in this business. I don't sell anything. I share my story. I share my business. I share my product line. And if it's a fit for you, awesome. And if not, then I move on. So that's the key to tonight that I want you to know. This is all about numbers. Numbers. You cannot say the wrong thing to the right person. But you also can't say the right thing to the wrong person.
Amen.
Okay, so you're going to go, well, why are you two here talking about verbiage then? What's so important about scripting when you're giving us the, the lingo that you can't say the wrong thing to the right person? Well, let me tell you why, and this is what I found. We all start in this industry, and most of us have some fears, anxieties. What do I say? How do I say it? Don't want to go to my warm market because I'm anxious. And so when I started 8 years ago, this has been a personal growth journey for me. This is actually my third business, my third company. Came into this company about a year ago, and Emily and I have been working together. Now, you have to understand that Emily, of the two of us, really is the master communicator. I kind of fly by the seat of my pants. I'm a little bit of ignorance on fire, so I've learned a massive amount of my communication style from her. But what I know is I just know how to do the business. I get in front of a lot of people. And you know what? I've had a lot of success, but a lot of people tell me no. A lot of people. And basically what you're going to hear in this industry is the people that are the most successful have just heard the most no's. And I'm sorting. I'm just sorting and trying to find people that want or need what I have. And that is oftentimes, it's just about timing. Am I finding them in the right compartment of their life where they're possibly transitioning or looking for something different, that this may be a fit for them? And it may not be now, but it may be in the future. So again, a numbers game. So why do we come and talk about this evening? Why is your verbiage important? It's important because it affects you. It affects how you come to the table. When I practice, so I want to be a marathon runner. So what do I have to do? I have to train. If I'm not a runner at all, I start by walking and running and walking and running. And then the next thing you know, I'm running a mile. And then the next thing you know, I'm running 3 miles. And then I work up to 5, and then I do a 10K. And I continue to train and work towards that marathon. This is the same thing. I'm just working on my skill sets because what's it do? It helps Mary Beth feel more confident about what I do. So when I come in front of someone, it's all about my posturing. And again, I can be the best communicator, say the most awesome verbiage, but if it's not the right time for that person, they're still going to tell me no, and that's okay. But I know I bring the best version of myself to the table because I've practiced. I am looking at the posturing of my voice. I'm looking at the strength of my voice. And I know the belief deep inside of me is what's going to carry it. And the last thing is you need to find the music in your voice. And when you find the right vehicle, the right company, and then you get the verbiage and the confidence behind it, you are unstoppable. Unstoppable. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to share, we're going to role play a little bit. And so I want to turn it back to Emily Quisenberry. She, as Emily has said, a dear friend, sister in Christ. We have been together in business almost 9 years. Emily, as I said before, is really the master communicator. Emily has so many strengths. She's building an amazing organization, and she's building an amazing business right now. She is a wife. She is a mother of 3 wonderful children, and she's involved in ministry work through her church, and she is an incredible asset to our team. So we're just having a ball, and we're just here tonight to teach, to train, to bring some value to you so you can get your journey to the next level. So Emily, why don't you get us started tonight?
Awesome. Thank you, Mary Beth.
You're welcome.
And that was awesome what she shared about just our posture and our confidence, because I think it's important what we say. I do. But I think it's more important how we feel about what we say. And when we are confident in what we are offering and what we have, then it makes huge difference, right? So think about something that, maybe you're first getting started and maybe you're a little bit unsure and you're thinking, but Mary Beth and Emily, I don't have the confidence. I haven't been involved in this industry for very long or in this particular company that I'm in now. How do I do that? Well, there is a part of it where you do have to borrow the belief of your upline. And I'm going to encourage you to track upline until you find the person that is making the money that can help you and teach you and coach you and train you. It may not be the friend that enrolled you. It may not. It may be somebody that you need to jump ahead and find that person that can really be that mentor to you. And you may need to borrow their belief for a little while. I know that I've had to do that before too, when I didn't have it myself. But we're really going to, well, I'm just going to tell you really quickly a little bit about me. So I have been involved in network marketing and direct sales on and off for 20 years. The company I'm with now is my fourth company over 20 years, and I've taken some big breaks from the industry to be mom and wife, but I'm always lured back to this profession because of just the freedom and flexibility that it provides, and knowing that this is, to me, the best form of capitalism that there absolutely ever has been. And it gives people that are common people like you and me the opportunity to create a life of freedom, time freedom, financial freedom. And that's really why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because I want that for myself and my family, for my team, and for other people, that like through ministry and things that I'm doing. My hope is to really be able to use this, as Mary Beth said, because there's so much personal growth that goes on, really as a vehicle, guys, to rise to our full potential, to be able to live into and become the very best version of ourselves. I can't imagine a better gift to give someone. And that's what this profession and industry has done for me over the last 20 years. And my hope and prayer is that it will continue to do that until I take my last breath on this earth, because I love what I do. I love getting to pour into people and help them become who they were created to be. So I'm excited that you're here tonight. And again, our hope is that you are going to get a lot of value out of this. So I'm going to get to share a little bit about warm market with you. And I've got my notes here, so I'm just going to keep them in front of me. Otherwise, I kind of go off and we'll end up who knows where. So we have a couple of different ways when we get started in our warm market. Obviously, I hope if you are involved in your business, I hope that you have a list and that you're working from that list and that you're always adding to that list in your warm market. I'm not going to say all the time, but I would say a lot of my approach with people in my warm market is via the phone, right? I mean, I could see people out and about, and that's great, and we'll talk about that. But when I'm going to contact someone to take a look at what I'm doing, first of all, I'm going to just encourage you. You've got to be in the right frame of mind. Before you pick that phone up, you have to be in the frame of mind in a positive, upbeat, high energy, and whatever you need to do to get into that space. And I'm not talking take 2 or 3 hours of personal growth. I'm talking about what can you do. Mary Beth taught me this. What can you do in like 90 seconds that can turn it around? What do you need to listen to really quickly? Maybe you need to get down and do some push-ups. You need to get that adrenaline pumping. Whatever it does to get you in that right frame of mind. Because, guys, this is where the battle is. And if you are on this call, you know that. You're on this webinar, you know that. This is where the battle is. Because what we're doing in this business, in this industry, is really not hard work. Not compared to what so many other people have to do. It's really simple. We just have to learn 5 different skills and just work on perfecting those over time with the help of our team. So you got to mind that mind. That's huge. So get into the right frame of mind. And when you pick up the phone, you have to think a couple of things. Who am I calling? And why did I think about this person? What caused me to think to share what I have with this person? That's one thing. And the second thing you want to think is, how am I going to approach them? Am I going to approach them directly? Or am I going to approach them indirectly? And we'll talk about the difference there in just a minute. But when I approach people, a lot of times people will ask me, are you talking to people about the product or the business? And I'm like, I'm talking about all of it. I'm not going to try to make a decision for somebody about what's going to appeal to them. So when I pick up that phone and I say, hey, Mary Beth, this is Emily, do you have a couple of minutes? Most people are going to say yes, or if they don't, they're going to say no, it's not a good time, and then I just will call them back. But yes, I've got a couple minutes. Okay, great. Hey, listen, Mary Beth, I don't know if you knew this or not, but I actually started my own business. And I thought of you because I know that you are super motivated. I know you've done some of your own businesses before. And you know what? I have no idea if this would be anything that you would be interested in at all. But I know I'm excited about it because of what it's going to do for my family. So if I sent you a link to check out a video, would you watch it? Most people, I promise you, say yes. And then I say, okay, great. So when do you think that you could watch that? And then they're going to give you their answer. And then I say, okay, so great. If I call you on Thursday afternoon, well, you had a chance to watch it. And then that way it gives them time to really think, am I really going to have time to watch what she's going to send me? And then we set that time, and then we get off the phone. Now, there's some things that can come up in that conversation that you have to be prepared for. Because the way I like to think about things is, what are the potential obstacles or objections that could come up that I need to be able to address? Okay, and sometimes a good way to think about it too is, let me think about those obstacles and let me actually put them in my narrative, in my little mini presentation that I'm doing right there. Because what we know is that invitation to take a look needs to be quick. It needs to be really, we coach and train our team 90 seconds or less. And if you're talking more than that, then you're talking way too much. And you're telling the story and you're giving the information away right then, and that's not what you need to do. The purpose of that first call is really to make that connection and to ask them to take a look or hear the story. And you're going to want to use a tool to do that. Okay, so some of the things that can come up, sometimes people can say, well, hey, Mary Beth could have said, hey, Emily, I've got time right now. Why don't you just tell me? I'm excited. I can't wait to hear what you got going. Because if you're that excited about it, somebody may be like that. And what I'm going to say, and I already actually prefaced it when I first called her, and I said, hey, do you have a couple of minutes, right? I told her it's going to be a quick phone call. I laid that foundation already. So when she comes back to me and says, hey, go ahead and tell me now, right? Guys, in our profession, we're like, yes, I want to be able to tell her. She asked me. And so then we go, bleh. We just tell them everything we know about the products and the company and how wonderful it is and how great I'm feeling or whatever. That's what you don't need to do. You need to dial it in, and you need to be like, oh, okay, great. Well, you know what? I don't really have the time right now. I'm really, that's why I just wanted to grab you real quick and just see when we could talk that would work for both of our schedules. And then she's like, oh, okay, that's great. Another potential objection can be, they may kind of start to push back on you and think, I don't know that I want to get back on a phone call, or they may be hesitant to really schedule a time. And if that's the case, and guys, this is where that posture and that confidence has to come in, because this is your business. And I'm telling you, I'm learning too, and I still have to practice these things. But there's a couple different things you can do. Is if somebody's like, well, I'll give you a call back. That's something you'll hear a lot. I'll give you a call back. You know what? And that's when you say, okay, I totally understand that your schedule's busy. That's why I want us to go ahead and schedule out a time that we know we both can talk, because I'm busy too. I know I have not actually done this before, but I know there are people that will not send the link to someone if they don't set a time. They say, well, I can tell this isn't a good time for you, so I'll just circle back with you later. And I know that kind of sounds harsh, but the truth is that keeps you in control of the situation, and it helps them to understand this is something important, and you're creating a sense of urgency around it by doing that. Mary Beth, can you think of any other objections that you can come up with?
Well, my only other thought as you're speaking is someone who's going to come, and if I'm sensing they're pulling back, and I'm sensing they are not sure they want to look because they're fearful, they're anxious, I always work it for them, and I'll ask them if they're my warm market. I'll say to them, do me a favor. Can you do me a favor? Can you take a look at this link? As I said before, I have no idea if this is a fit for you or not, but Emily, you just may know the exact person for me, and I would love that referral. So could you do that for me? And again, that totally changes it. Now they're doing me a favor. They're not feeling pressure from me, and they're feeling pressure on themselves, and they're like, oh, okay. And then, just to watch them kind of melt in front of you, it's beautiful.
That's an awesome point. So if somebody pushes back, you can absolutely go that direction.
Absolutely.
So in this kind of direct approach, how I just, with this kind of scripting that we just talked about, I led with the tool, right? Watch the video. Okay, there's another way you can twist this where it's not about the tool, because sometimes, I don't know about in your company, but in our team, our structure is invite, present, validate. We want to move people to a call with our upline leader, who is the one that's so knowledgeable and has all the experience. And so sometimes people, they'll get weird about that. They kind of push back on thinking about getting on the phone with somebody because they think they're going to be a closer, right? You're bringing in the closer. And that's not what it is, but they don't know that. They may have a preconceived idea. So the way you can kind of set that up from the get-go is, rather than me having led with the link, I could have said, hey, Mary Beth, oh my gosh, I have started a business I am so excited about. It is going to change our family. It's going to give us freedom like we've never known before. And I have the privilege of working with someone that is a professional in this industry. You know, he has made hundreds of millions of dollars in his career. And the cool thing is, though, he's just a regular guy like you and me, but he has so much knowledge. And I can't believe that I am privileged enough to be able to work with someone like this. So I really want you to get the opportunity to meet him, because he's unbelievable. Just great storyteller. You're going to so enjoy him. But in order to be able to do that, I need you to check out this quick video. That's the stepping stone to kind of get to talk to this guy. So if I sent that over to you right now, could you watch it pretty quick? And then they're going to answer you yes or no. So see right there, you have framed up your leader so that they want to hear what they have to say, because that's what's gotten you so excited. So that's another approach that you can take that's still a direct approach, where you're asking them to look at what you have. Now, again, guys, I always preface any of those kinds of conversations with, I don't know if this is going to be a fit for you, and I don't have an attachment to whether it is or not. And that way they know I'm not going to be trying to hard close them on something that they don't want to do or pressure them, because that's the last thing I want to do. What we have is too good. Don't ever think that you need to try to do that to somebody, because this profession is awesome. And we don't ever need to feel like we have to convince or coerce anyone. So that's the direct approach. The indirect approach that I've used actually quite a bit, and this sometimes is the one we like to use, especially with people that maybe intimidate us a little bit, right? Those people that are like, don't they always tell you like to sponsor up, right, and contact those people that are super successful? Well, sometimes if we're not really super successful yet, we're like a little nervous about it. So again, if you talk about getting your posture up, I did this last summer. I called this guy that is a GM of a major dealership in the area that I live in, and it took a lot of guts, just honestly, to pick up the phone and to do what I was going to do. So, but when I called, I was just I had my posture up. I was like, hey, you know, so-and-so, this is Emily Quisenberry. Hey, I don't know if you knew this, but I started a business about 6 months ago, and it's going to change my life. I am really looking for people, entrepreneurial, business-minded, motivated, savvy, business people who want to compress their 40-year plan into about the next 1 to 3 years, making about 50 to 100 grand a month. Who do you know? Who do you know that fits that description? Wasn't asking him. I was asking, who did he know? Well, what happened was, he was like, what is it? I mean, he wanted to know right then what I had. Now, not everybody's going to do that. I actually met a guy in the grocery store that I know. I just saw him a few days ago, and we were standing in line chit-chatting, and I just thought, oh, perfect opportunity. I haven't never talked to him about my business. I've talked to his wife, but I just said, hey, listen, I've started a business, and I'm working with so-and-so, and I'm really looking for business partners. And I'm really looking to network and get to know some people who might fit this description. And so I gave him the description of what I was looking for. And I said, so, and I know you're so, successful, and you know so many people. Do you know anybody that fits that? And he was like, He kind of started thinking. I could tell he was really thinking. He said, you know what, I don't know, but let me give you my number, send me some information, and then I'll get back with you. Well, he got back with me within about 30 minutes, gave me the name and number of a guy he'd already contacted and said that I would be calling. So, guys, that's what you have to always be thinking, is go direct with your warm market, absolutely. Because if you love what you have and you believe in it, then you want to at least offer it to people. Because we would hate to, in a year or 2 or 3 or 4 years, be making $20,000 a month or $30,000 or however much more a month, and we never told those people, right? At least we're going to give them the opportunity to hear about it. Mary Beth, do you have anything else to add?
No, just that is my favorite scenario. That is my absolute favorite scenario. The last one that you shared is just calling people, because as I've worked on my chicken list, I've done the same thing. I've just gotten myself to where I'm calling very successful businessmen, businesswomen, and I'm asking them that. And I have my little scripting down. Hey, this is what I have. This is what I'm looking for. This is what we're looking at making. Who do you know? Who do you know that may be interested in that? And as Emily said, oftentimes they come back and say, hey, I want to know more. When can you meet? Or I want to know more. Send me some more information. And, and we all know stories of very wealthy, successful business people that have come into network marketing, not because they need the money, but maybe they're bored in life and they're looking for community, or they're looking to bring wealth to their family and friends as well. And so, again, we just can't discount anyone. So I'm just going to go back to the same thing I'm going to say over and over until you're tired of hearing me say it. It's just a numbers game. Period.
It is. So the quicker you can create a big list out of your own warm market, your phone, your Facebook, all your social media, your email, you want to write every single person's name down, guys, and you want to clear out your brain, because it's going to make room for more names. I'll think of names when I'm in the middle of the grocery store, and I'm thinking, where did that name come from? But I just email myself so that then I can add it to my list. And again, it's sorting. We're looking for the people looking for what we have, for our products, for our business, for the whole deal. And that's why we share the whole story, because I don't know what's going to resonate with someone. I don't know where they are in their life. And for me to make that decision to, number one, not call them because I don't think they need it, not right. And for me only to share part of the story, that's not right either. We need to be giving the whole picture and letting people give us feedback. Are you interested? Are you open to hearing more about this? That's for me, over my time in this business, that is one of the biggest things I've learned, is that it is not our place to make a decision for someone else. So, Mary Beth, do you want to jump into cold marketing?
Sure. And just one more point I want to make is that, as Emily said, we're sharing business. When I call someone, and again, as Emily said, I call it my mojo. I've got to get my mojo on. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, and I know exactly what I need to do to get into that place. So when I've got that, I have to think, what do I want? And I think it's a big issue that we all run into in this business. We get on the phone, we chat, we say some things, but we don't ask for what we want.
Amen.
So before I start a call, I think, what do I want and what am I going to ask for? Mm-hmm. And I look at every individual as someone who can help me. They're either going to want to help me in my business and jump in with me as a partner. They're going to want to get on my fabulous product line to get healthy, or they're going to be an ambassador for Mary Beth. And those are the three things that I'm working for. So everyone I talk to, I'm going to get something out of them. I know I will. And I might not get a referral to Nate, and maybe they need to think about it like Emily's guy did, but I'm going to call them back in a week so that I throw them in my little tickler file so I know I can get back to them. And so, again, I'm just always...
Here's your tickler file.
Yeah, I've got one sitting here as well. So the same thing. So let's talk about cold prospecting. Where do you like to go? I mean, some people come in and they're like, oh, I can't wait to talk to my family and my friends and share this with them. And other people come in and go immediately, oh, no way am I going to my warm market. I do not want to talk to my family and friends, for whatever reason. And everyone has their own story, and that's okay. But, okay, so say someone doesn't want to go after their warm market. Well, how do we cold prospect? Well, we've got some amazing leaders on our team that have taught us so many different ways to prospect, whether you're a complete extrovert or a complete introvert. But do know, for me, as I'm out, I don't prefer one over the other. I'll do either or. If someone pops in my head, I believe that's not a coincidence. I believe that was a reason they popped into my head, and I need to act on that. So I will call them or I will approach them. But if I'm in my cold market, so what does that look like? I'm out to dinner. I'm out at lunch, at dinner, I'm sitting at Starbucks, I'm standing in line at the post office, and I'm just listening. 2 ears, 1 mouth. I listen well, and I listen, and sometimes I eavesdrop, and I apologize for that later, but, sometimes I'm listening to what's going on, and I'll chime into the conversation. or I'll say something to help me get a conversation going with them. And again, I do the same thing. So I might start building a quick, short relationship with them. And I'm in line, and a mom's standing in line with their kids, or actually it's 4:30 in the afternoon, and she's got to get down to the post office because she's got to get home. She's got to go pick up her kids at daycare, and she's telling me and lamenting her situation. And I might say to her something like, "Oh my gosh, Emily, I love your personality. You would be so awesome at what I do." What are they going to say?
What do you do?
Oh, what do you do? And I say, "Oh my gosh, I have a business that I actually work from home, and I help people to get healthy and wealthy. My mission is to help people find time and financial freedom. Is that something that you'd be interested in taking a look at? I'd love to send you some information." And I can't tell you how often they go, yeah, and they'll pull out a piece of paper. I mean, whether they're baristas at a Starbucks, I've had guys hand me napkins with their cell phone numbers and their emails on it. And so again, and I like to start, because if they don't have a personality, okay, Emily, I do prejudge sometimes, but if I don't really appreciate their customer service, or I don't appreciate their personality, I'm not going to say anything to them. So that usually is my segue in, is, wow, I love your personality. You have been amazing today. I love your customer service. They say thank you. I've edified them. I've put them in a good position. They're happy with what I've just shared, and I'd say you would be awesome at what I do. I always get, well, what do you do? And then you come up with your quick little tagline, and you share that. And again, what I say is, I help people get healthy, and I help people get wealthy. I help people find time and financial freedom. And I've had people say to me before, wow, I understand the health part, but how's the wealth part start? Like, that's really intriguing. And again, I'll bail. I won't stay there and tell the story. Like Emily said, same thing on the phone. Let me share a link with you. Give me your email, give me your contact information, and I will share some information with you. And I know I'm going to send, what I'm going to do the next thing, I'm going to send the tool, because of the third-party validation. We know that is crucial in network marketing. Third-party validation. How many people am I going to get the story in front of today? Am I going to share a CD, a video, get them on a call? Am I going to present the story? What is it? But I know that it's best to have a third party come in and share that story. The research shows that shows the most success. So cold prospecting. So again, I'm sitting in a restaurant, I'm standing in the post office, I'm in the line at Starbucks. Wherever I'm at, I'm always looking. In church, sometimes I have to pull myself in, because I'm looking around the congregation, who's here tonight, and okay, Beth, focus. But it just becomes so habitual to just always be looking and thinking, and it becomes very comfortable, very comfortable. Now, there's another cold prospecting way that takes probably a little savviness and a little bit of strength, but I sometimes will get in a prospecting mode where I think I need to go out and get a lot of numbers today. Well, we have some tools in our company. We have a CD that was done by an icon in the industry, an incredible CD. It's about 20 minutes long. And so I utilize these CDs, and sometimes I will just walk up to people and I will just ask them. And again, I might make contact with them. I walk up to them and I might say, and so I'm talking to Emily, I run into her in the parking lot or somewhere, and I look at her and I just say, hey, can I ask you a crazy question? If I could show you a way to build a business alongside what you're already doing, making $30,000 to $50,000 a month, would you listen to this CD? And Emily might say, get away from me. Okay. She may say, you're weird, or she may go, really? And I'm like, yeah, just do yourself a favor. This is something you won't regret. And I hand them the CD. I let them grab the CD from my hand, or if I'm using a business card with a recorded phone message on it I want them to listen to, I hand that to them, and when they go to grab it, I hold on to it. So we're both making a physical connection. And then I look them in the eye and I say, now, do yourself a favor. You don't want to miss this. Make sure you listen to this. Thanks for taking it. And then I just let go of it, and I let them walk. And again, and the only way you get comfortable doing that is practice. I don't know if anybody's trained for a marathon, if a gymnast is trained for certain things, anything you do, sports related, trying to lose weight, trying to set a goal or attain a goal, it takes practice. It takes practice. And sometimes I don't want to go run today, or I don't want to go to boot camp, or I don't want to go work out, but I have to go push through the pain. And sometimes if I'm a fearful person, I'm feeling the anxiety, and as Emily said, we all have it. I have days where I feel like I can lift my house up and conquer the world. And then I have other days where I feel like I just want to hide. And I don't really know what that's about. You know, we all kind of ebb and flow through life. And so I know what Mary Beth needs to do, though, to get my mojo on so I can get on the phone or out there and prospecting. And then trust me, there's just days when I need to build balance into my life that I leave my house and say, today, I am not going to say anything to anyone because I need a little break. I need to give myself a little break today so that I'm not constantly 7 days a week hitting it hard. And so those are a couple examples of cold prospecting that I use while I'm out and about. Emily, do you have anything to share with that?
Yeah, that was great, and I completely agree. I think when you're cold prospecting, something I've learned is you have to master the art of chit-chat. You have to learn to be a good chit-chatter. And that's, like she said, standing in line. I talk to a lot of people when I'm standing in line, like just in stores or at Starbucks or wherever, and I just strike up conversation, and it could be anything. It could be about what they're wearing. It could be about something on the radio, the weather. It could be anything. You just have to learn how to do that. And I think what you said, though, Mary Beth, in your cold market, I think we can prejudge people. In our warm market, we really shouldn't, because we don't know what somebody's situation is. We don't in the cold market either. They could be having just a bad day. But one thing I like to do is I have actually done this a lot, and I do it with servers and people that I've had a little bit of a chance to get to know on some level. So like the example I'm going to give you was on Christmas Eve. We went out to dinner after church, and we were sitting in the restaurant, and our first waiter was terrible, and this other guy ended up coming and taking over, and he was awesome. And so we just started talking, you're working Christmas Eve, do you have a family? Found out he had a 2-year-old, and just found out a whole bunch of stuff about him. And he was really, really great. So when we got up to leave, my family started walking for the door. Well, I started walking to find him. And I just walked up to him, and I just said, hey, I just want to thank you so much for stepping in and taking care of my family tonight. It really was awesome. You did a great job. And he's like, oh, well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I said, I'm just curious, do you keep your options open for ways to make additional income that wouldn't jeopardize what you're doing here? And he said, yeah, I actually do. And I said, great. I know this isn't the time or place, so let me just get your information, and I'll give you mine, and then I'll give you a call, and we'll have a time to talk. And he was like, that sounds great. And I said, what's your schedule like over the next couple of days? Just so I kind of had a feel. It was Christmas, so of course. And I ended up contacting him. He actually did look at the information. We got back up together, and he was just like, it's just really, it sounds amazing, but it's not for me right now. He said, I'm really trying to do this other thing right now. It was starting his own landscape business. I just said to him simply, I totally understand that. I appreciate you taking a look. Would it be okay if I circled back with you in 6 months just to see how things are going with you? And he was like, absolutely. So I'm going to encourage you in every situation that you have, like Mary Beth said, we have our idea of what we want to come out of that conversation that we're having, but sometimes the answer is it's just not right now. And that's where your card file, like I have here, and I know Mary Beth has hers, that's where I then file someone for 6 months. 3 months or 6 months is usually my time frame. And I will then go back to them, and I'll just say, hey, I'm just circling back. I wanted to touch base. Things are going great with me. I kind of give them a little bit of what's going on. And I just wanted to see, I want to see if anything had changed for you, if maybe things have opened up. And the interesting thing is there was a guy that I just enrolled last night that I was telling Mary Beth today, I've been talking to him for 6 months. And it has been a consistent follow-up, because at the end of every conversation, I'm asking him, when do you want me to connect with you again? And that's what I want you guys to understand, is that this business of network marketing is just a series of follow-ups over and over and over again until somebody, if you think of it like a funnel, I actually did a blog post on this if you guys didn't see it, but I recommend, I think I did it yesterday. And it's about how we put people in the funnel, and the more people that you can pack in from your warm market and your cold market, the more likely you are that you're going to start having people come out the bottom as product users and business partners. And so I really recommend that you do that. Don't talk to 3 people and think that this doesn't work. We're talking hundreds and hundreds of people. When we say a numbers game, that's really what we mean. So, Mary Beth, what else do you have to add?
I just want to say that when you're in the right vehicle, there's no way you can fail. There's just no way you can fail. It's practice, and it's numbers, and it's persistence. And I always say the people with the most tenacity really do win. And so I just think one other thing that Emily just said in talking about her follow-up and moving out 3 months or 6 months, when I have someone say to me what he said to Emily, this really isn't a fit for me right now, I might let it sit for a week, and then I might call him back and ask for referrals then. And I might say, hey, I just wanted to touch back with you. I know you said this wasn't a fit for you, but hey, who do you know? And again, who am I looking for? I'm looking for that entrepreneurial individual that's just kind of an out-of-the-box thinker, hardworking, well-networked, who might be in a transition in life and is looking at making $30,000 to $50,000 a month. And again, it just kind of sparks them again, and then I'm leaving them with that. So I just keep saying, who do you know? And then if they can't give me anyone at that moment, would you mind if I give you a call back in a week and see if you've been able to think of anyone? So I'm just continuing to get in front of that individual as well. Mm-hmm. So that's all I wanted to share, Emily.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. So I think the thing you have to come up with in the cold market is a couple of different ways to connect with people and to have a power line. And your power line could be, do you keep your options open? I like that one a lot. Because what I have found is most people say yes. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to end up joining you in your business, but at least it gives you an opportunity, like she said, to get that information in front of them, and even if it's not for them, they may know somebody, or it still just opens up a conversation that you can continue going. The difference between an amateur and a pro when it comes to this, to prospecting and really that follow-up, is that an amateur really thinks when somebody says no, then they're done, and they just cast that name aside, that person aside, and they don't ever contact them again. And guys, that's the worst possible thing we can do. There's actually been a study done by Harvard where out of 100 salespeople, I think 44 gave up after the first try, and then 24% gave up after the second try, and like 16 after the third. And anyway, it ended up that after the fourth try, 92% of the salespeople had given up. But the interesting thing is that most sales take place between the 4th and 12th attempt. So you can see that you're missing out on a huge benefit. I mean, if I had not continued to follow up with the guy from September that enrolled last night, he would have never enrolled. More than likely, he would have never come to me knocking on my door and saying, hey, I'm ready. When are we going to get this going? It's my job as the professional to continue that follow-up. So I have a link I'm going to push out to you guys. Uh-oh, what just happened to it? Okay, that I'm going to push out to y'all that is my prospecting blueprint. If you don't have it already, you can grab that up. It's free. It's just going to give you some more information on warm market prospecting, cold market prospecting, as well as some online and social, ways to build on an online presence. Mary Beth, do you have anything that you want to add?
No, I don't think so. Again, just to kind of highlight some things. Numbers game. It's just numbers. It is just numbers. It really is what it comes down to. Don't lose the music in your voice. Find out why you came in the beginning. When I look back a year ago, my recruiting's actually been a little slow lately since the first of the year, and I've really had to look back and think, Mary Beth, what is that about? And have you changed the music in your voice when you're talking to people? And it's really has been something that I've had to work on myself to figure out what's going on. And there's a lot of things that have been going on in my life in the last few months that have just been interfering with my business life, and I think it's just kind of taken, like I said, my mojo away. So I just have to keep reevaluating that. And Emily's the same way. We all ebb and flow through life. And we get into recruiting mode, and then we get into managerial mode, and then we get back out into recruiting mode. We should all be recruiting. We should never stop recruiting. But again, just find that music in your voice. Get the numbers down. Get that daily method of operation. How many people am I going to tell the story to today? That's all it is. How many people? And in our young group, we're working on a tool that they don't really have to say anything. Peak interest, hey, I've got something I want you to take a look at. I think you'd be amazing at this. Boom. We're going to get the tool in front of them, and this tool is going to just, it's going to blow them up, you know, and excite them. So basically when they come back to them, all our young people are going to have to do is collect a decision. It's going to be amazing. And so, again, numbers game. How many people can you get the tool in front of today? Emily?
That's awesome. And it's so true. You know, people wonder how you can stay, you know, in this and keep doing it and keep, because really, guys, again, we're just doing 5 simple things over and over and over again. But it's about continually, when you have your card file and you're able to go back to people that may have said no to you, not right now. You can always go back and ask for referrals. You're meeting new people all the time in your warm market through your kids or through work or through church, through different things you're involved in. And then cold market. If you will just be aware of what's going on around you when you are out and about, and just start practicing. Because the thing I want you to know, and this is something I heard in the last couple weeks that has really impacted me. You know, so many times we think about, especially when we start to prospect like this, that I'm failing. Like if it doesn't go well, I'm failing. And that is so far from the truth. This is a business of testing. You're just testing to see what works. And then you're evaluating what happened after you've done it for a while, right? You test it on a certain number of people, certain number of situations. And then you think, okay, that works well and that doesn't. I'm going to make a few adjustments, a few tweaks. I'm going to go do it again. And I'm going to go test it again. So I want you to really reframe the way you think about your prospecting, that you're going to test it. Grab onto one of these ideas we had tonight in your warm market. Test it. Try calling 25 people and testing that approach and seeing how it works. Do the same thing in your cold market. Grab one of the approaches, test it, and then make the adjustments necessary and then keep moving forward, because that's how you're going to be successful in this business. This business you don't get successful just overnight. I know sometimes it appears that way, but the people that have created that massive success are the people that have just continued to do over and over and over again with really high intention and really low attachment. So we're going to start to close things out. I do obviously believe in an online presence as well, and have really found a way to position myself online, and am learning from a gal that knows a ton. So if that is of interest to you, definitely reach out to me, because there's really a right way to do that and a wrong way. And most people on social media and network marketing are doing it wrong. They're spamming up their links. They're putting their products all over the place. Come join me. Come do that. That is the wrong. I'm just going to tell you that's the wrong way. And I did it, guys. And I can say that I did it, and it didn't work. And it's not going to build you the credibility. It's not going to have you have the reputation of being a professional if you do it that way. And I speak from experience. So there is a way to do that. The last thing is we are grateful that there are people on this webinar that are from all different companies, and that's our goal, is to provide value to help people in network marketing grow their business. Whether it's our team, and we know our team is on here, but there's other people as well, and we are so happy that you're here. And you know what? You may be thrilled with where you are. You may love your company, your team, and everything may be going exactly on course, and I am happy for you if that's the case. And if that's you, turn off your ears. But if it's not you, like it was me over a year ago, and you're looking and you're open, we're having a webinar tomorrow night for our team, and I'm going to grab the link and I'm going to push that out. And if you want to join us for that, we would love to have you. We're just going to be doing kind of a little virtual tour of what we got going on, and that may be of interest. If it's not, just forget you even heard it. We are going to be doing this every Tuesday night. We're going to be sharing just nuggets from how we build our businesses and experiences and things that we hope can help you. So we hope that you'll help spread the word. Mary Beth, do you have anything else you want to add?
No, I just want to close and thank everyone for their time tonight. And, you know, let's go take this amazing industry and go share with people. That's what I tell myself every day. I wake up and think, I have an amazing gift that I've given my family. I didn't finish my story, actually. My husband's a dental implant surgeon, and we're looking to retire him in the next 1 to 3 years, or at least change his approach to his business. He'll never retire, but we're looking for freedom. We're looking for time freedom and financial freedom, and that's what our family is doing. I have 2 children, 18 and 20. They're in the business with me. We love this industry, but we have a gift in this company, in this industry of network marketing. We must remember that. Someone could be on their knees praying for health, wealth, whatever. In our situation, it's a health business. And you may have just what they need. And so with that said, go get the numbers. Go get in front of them and do the numbers. Emily, thanks for letting me share with you this evening.
Thank you so much for being here, Mary Beth. Thank you guys so much for coming and taking part. And we'll see you next Tuesday if we don't see you tomorrow night.
Good night.
Have a great one. Bye.
Bye-bye.